reason why I say hello a few times is because we never quite know when it's actually going to start. And when we download this and put it in the course for the daily workout, sometimes we miss off the beginning. So I've decided now I'm just going to say hello about 5-6 times, and at some point it will catch one of them. I'm Angela Cripps, the MD of the Recruiting Gym. This is Katharine Robinson, our original, the OG sourcing coach in the gym. Good morning, Katharine. How are you today?
Good morning, Angela. Thank you so much for leading on this week, as it's usually one of mine. But yeah, we're in house move mode, hence you can see all this sort of rubbish that's strewn around this room. And I'm comically low down today because my office chair has already moved. Yeah, very.
I thought that earlier. I lay with my chair. We can actually just move the camera up a little bit. But anyway,
I've tried moving my camera because I'm also sat off centre because I have a giant box next to me with a Lego Colosseum in it. So I was, and I'm like, the more I move the camera, just the more rubbish I'm revealing in the room.
Love it. All right, the sourcing coach, Vanessa, good morning. Hello, ladies, she's saying, and we will see you on Thursday, where we'll look more into LinkedIn and the sourcing side of it. But you've had something that's grabbed your attention with regards to our LinkedIn update week recently.
Yeah. So probably the biggest news that I imagine Vanessa's going to talk about on Thursday as well is LinkedIn has made changes to public profiles. So this is the version of your profile that someone can see if they're not logged into LinkedIn. So if somebody, a job seeker, for example, is looking for a particular type of recruiter, and they run a Google search or any search engine, they come across your details or someone else's, they click on your profile, but they aren't logged into LinkedIn, which is fairly likely, actually. I mean, most people probably don't live on LinkedIn in the same way that we do as recruiters and sources. So, so they click through, and our public profile is what they can see without logging in. Now, LinkedIn will prompt them to log in and all that kind of stuff, but I suppose they're going to make that decision based on what they see on the public profile. It's also the version of our profile that the search engines can see. So when they're indexing profiles and storing them in their database for us to search, they see the logged out version of our profile. So Google and Bing don't have logins to our LinkedIn profiles, so they only get to see the bits which are public. So when LinkedIn decides to change those profiles, it has a big impact on our search engine optimization as well.
Well, yeah, because this was one of the key ways, whether it was using sort of a site search for LinkedIn on Google or whatever you use, but that's where it was going and grabbing that information that you could do fantastic searches, couldn't you? Or Boolean search, whatever you were utilizing, you would really be able to hone down quite quickly. So is that what you're, because this is not my area of expertise, as you can probably tell, which is why I get people like Katharine on here. So you saying that information isn't being seen anymore, and therefore you're going to get a massive, your search is going to be massive because it's not getting the detail.
Well, I'm going to leave most of the search stuff to Vanessa on Thursday. So if we're searching for candidates, yeah, that's going to have a huge impact on, if we're trying to look for candidates on LinkedIn using Google, which is one of the most key skills that we would teach a new recruiter, then yeah, huge impact. That is going to become less effective. So I'm sure Vanessa's going to go into that in detail on Thursday. Correct.
I think she's messaging you already, isn't she? And actually, she's got on there that you need to check your LIDMs, Katharine. Won't you chuckle? I think they're popping up as we come through because you've got your LinkedIn.
I did something come through from you this morning, Vanessa, but I was thinking I need to go and plait my hair for the daily workout. Otherwise, Angela's going to be sat there going.
I know you'll always be there. Unfortunately, I let you down last week. I totally forgot one of our sessions. I mean, admittedly, it's your session, but I usually rock up and totally forgot. It's been so busy. I hope everyone else has seen this as well, that our industry has had real positivity coming into this year, and people are getting organised and getting sorted. That's what I'm seeing anyway. So things like this then with Google, what is the impact with regards to this SAO and the profiles?
I think obviously searching for candidates, huge impact. It's the meteor that killed the dinosaurs kind of, okay, maybe a little bit hyperbolic, but anyway, so I'll leave Vanessa to sort of sweep up the rubble after that on Thursday. But I think we're also potentially going to see less people viewing our profiles. I mean, at the start of LinkedIn training, I would often say to people, have you Googled yourself lately? What comes up as the top result? For most people, LinkedIn is usually number one or number two. It's usually up there, particularly us recruiters, because we tend to actually put a little bit of effort into our LinkedIn profile. So is that going to stay the same? Because you put someone's name in, fair enough. Our names are still on our LinkedIn profiles, but if you've got a common name, you probably team that up with, I don't know, an industry keyword or an employer or something. So LinkedIn has taken away quite a lot of the key information on our profiles. So things like our headline is gone. So that usually includes our job title and our employer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Our experience is gone. So that's all our past job titles and employers just gone from our LinkedIn profiles. So it's quite devastating, really. A lot of key information is gone, which means our search engine optimization is all kind of messed up. Things that are still visible, obviously, are names. You can see the name of your current employer as it appears in that top box on your profile. So for me, that would be Cup and Saucer. For you, that would probably be Recruiting Gym. But I think it's only the sort of the one that appears at the top of your experience list. I don't think it's more than one on the profiles that I've looked at.
That's the thing. I mean, a lot of people have 3, 4 current jobs.
Yeah, because I would have Recruiting Gym listed as a current role as well.
Yeah.
And people might Google, Katharine Robinson Recruiting Gym. Why wouldn't you? So I think this is going to have quite a big impact. Our about section is mostly gone, apart from about the first 90 characters.
Oh, okay. So we've got to be really smart about what we're putting right at the beginning. No waffling.
So I changed mine almost immediately that these changes came in. I sort of took my headline and said, okay, I'm gonna put what's in my headline into the first sentence of my about section. But I think I could probably do better, because I'm like, well, what do I actually want people to find me for? Like sourcing training. So those 2 words need to be in the first sentence of my about section, don't they? As much as it might sound clunky, it's one of the nearest things towards the top of the page that we can really influence what it's saying. We can choose the words that are appearing. And so we need to get the keywords we want to be optimized for in that section. So,
okay, I'm just putting this in the chat because that's something as a workout some people can go away and do straight away today, isn't it? So change the first 90 characters or words. Yeah, characters, wasn't it?
So if you're a recruiter who hires finance professionals, I'd say finance and recruiter need to be in the first 90 characters of your about section.
Yeah. So if you spend
I used to start mine with like, hello, I'm on LinkedIn to network. If you think I can help you out or we can help each other, send me a connection request. That used to be my opener. Whereas I've had to think, well, okay, that's very nice, but it's not helping me on Google at all.
So have we got any idea why LinkedIn are making these changes? Because that would have probably been a lot of work for them, and it's really not helping anyone. So why?
They've always wanted to keep our profiles indexable by Google, because Google's going to be a huge chunk of the traffic coming to the website. But they've never liked the fact that we could X-ray search the website. But not every recruiter actually knows how to do that.
No.
It's not, people are still spending money on LinkedIn Recruiter. That's not, I don't think us X-ray searching LinkedIn is actually bothering them that much. LinkedIn Recruiter is still a great product, and we're still spending a lot of money on it as an industry. But I think what is perhaps threatening them is businesses who sort of take that information and then sell it back to us for cash money. So things like profile aggregators, external search tools where we can go search for candidates and find their LinkedIn profiles without searching within LinkedIn. So if we're using those kind of paid for tools, that's obviously money being taken away from being spent directly with LinkedIn. So this really just, I think eventually, as the profiles get, that we are finding with these tools potentially get more and more out of date, they become less useful. it will redirect our money back to LinkedIn, the only sort of one source of truth on an up-to-date profile.
I think they had a big meeting last year and spent forever going, where are we losing money? And they just started chopping down everything, just making it harder for people. Certainly for people like me that have always had a free account. I do the trials every now and again, like the month free trial for them, and then find actually for what I use it for, I can do everything on the free account. Let's see what Donovan's got to say. He's always got an interesting comment. So it's owned by Microsoft. The first quarterly shareholder meeting took place earlier this year, and the recent acquisition of Activision Blizzard likely impacted their year-to-date numbers. So they want to lightly show investors ways they are improving revenue. It all comes down to shareholders, doesn't it? It's always the same. It's not about the customer.
For Microsoft. So yeah, keep flogging it basically while it's still got life in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, it's been amazing. What, 15 years now, isn't it? I remember getting the anniversary through, and it has been amazing for me and my business. I've been able to work all over the world because of LinkedIn. So I will always advocate it. Just please make it a little bit easier for us. These bits where the algorithm's cutting numbers and we're not getting to see. We've got Richard van der Blom tomorrow, and we get into the fact around why that's happened, what impact that's having, and his 123-page algorithm report. He does. There's been a lot this year, so no wonder it ended up so big. But we get into all of that and touch that. Okay, so practical tips. Then we've already got if your title's not showing, but the first bit of the about is, either reflect it, do the same, or really craft that first 900 characters.
90
characters, sorry, yeah.
Right. Barely a sentence.
Yes, isn't it? Yeah.
Because our
15 words.
Yeah, it's not as long as your headline, not even as long as the headlines used to be. So yeah, it's not a lot of real estate. Another place where you can put keywords back in is your project section. So I did a poll on this around the time that this was kicking off, and I sort of asked, are you using the project section on your profile? And quite a large, I actually don't have this up, I confess, I'm not as prepared as I usually would be, but quite a lot of people said, oh, I didn't know the project section was there. So I mean, when I talk about LinkedIn projects, I think about the folders we use in LinkedIn Recruiter, not about a section on our profile. So yeah, projects is somewhere I've seen contractors mostly using it, people who would work interim roles, contract roles, that kind of thing, as a way of decluttering the experience section. But you can put anything in there. So for example, Angela, I've seen you put Hiring Happenings, your new podcast, in there. It's something that you want to talk about, but it's something that you are doing. You're gaining experience, you're gaining skills, but it's not really a job with an employer in the same way as a job with an employer. So project section is the perfect place for that. And it's a great place to put keywords in. So you can get keywords like recruitment and training and things into these sections, and it will help your SEO.
So I'm just looking at this. One, I've spelt pestle wrong here, but it's still the same 6 letters. I will edit it. But I would have written in here politics, economics, sociology, legislation, technology, environment. Do you reckon they've limited this down as well? Because that's not in there.
Yeah.
Or is it just me and I didn't write it? No, it looks like it sort of cut it off. I'm editing it. Let's spell pestle right. Here we go.
Oh yes, so you've got 2,000 characters. So you've got room to write it.
So as it's happening, let's talk about this. So this is the my major new project. Lovely monster sponsoring it, and it's all about hiring happenings. It's all about what's going on in our world that actually we need to know about. So yes, it can be bigger picture, but it's also, we're doing UK for the first 6 months, and then we'll do the pestle again for the world. So the second SIP month. I remember what happened now. I said I was going to go back and update that because we were doing it live in one of your sourcing training courses. Every Thursday, let's get the link in there, Charlotte. Katharine does at 4:30 on a Thursday, live sourcing training. And we are focusing on utilising LinkedIn and all of this with LinkedIn at the moment. So podcast 1's up, podcast 2's been edited this week on economics, loads going on economics on there. So that's going to be fascinating for everyone as well. Right. Okay. So certainly from a project's point of view, then that gets seen. Yeah. So we can use that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, ideas for projects, if you've got a case study or something, that would be perfect, especially if you've got that as like a PDF or you've got a link to that on your website. You can add media to a project. So you can make it, really quite, visually interesting as well. It's a good addition to your profile, whether you're worried about SEO or not. So things like if you've worked on projects that were perhaps not directly related to fulfillment. So, if you've helped implement a new CRM system or an ATS or something, if you were part of the team that did that, why not add that as a project on your profile as well? It's a place where you can put relevant recruitment related keywords. So from an SEO point of view, it's great, but it also speaks to your skills as well.
Fantastic. Good to know. And I'm thinking, what have I got in my featured now that could also go into my project so I don't have to create it again? So certainly, white papers and things and documentation that's been created. Wonderful. Well, thank you for the update. This is why we need these weeks, because I'm sure there's lots of people out there that are saying, I didn't know about this, and I've wondered why I'm not getting people coming to me anymore. Yeah, they're struggling to find you. So let's change that. Get the SEO in there in the right places where it is actually going to find you, so that it can help you along the way. And that's what the Recruiting Gym's all about, bringing you information to help you. So this is our daily workout. If you haven't been here before, we're on session 982. Where have you been? There. It's kindly sponsored by Firefish, to help us to bring all of this information to you. We're back tomorrow with Richard van der Blom. It's a pre-record. He's very busy at the moment with his algorithm report that is 123 pages long. So we get into all of that tomorrow. And then Thursday, we've got Vanessa, wonderful Vanessa, that'll look at LinkedIn from a sourcing point of view and what's going on at the moment. Thank you so much, Katharine. Good luck with the rest of the move.
Yeah, the guinea pigs are moving today, so...
Well, safe passage to them. Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, happy Pancake Day as well, if you celebrate the pancake.
God, it is. It's Shrove Tuesday, isn't it, all around the world? So happy pancakes. Enjoy your pancakes.
I don't think my kitchen is in any state, but I hear McDonald's are doing pancakes. So
you're sorted.
Who am I to argue?
Brilliant. Thank you.
See you soon.